Chief is a family-owned, Nebraska-based company comprised of 7 diverse brands. Chief, trusted, tested, true.
What are we hunting for? I think she likes the above view so she can see what's on the ground. What is it? Purring.
Looks like she's looking for a spot to take a nap.
She found one. I would say good morning, but it's the evening time. Not all of our fixes happen right away early in the morning. Sometimes stuff breaks in the middle of the day. So it's after supper, and Grant and I are going to head out and do an evening irrigation run, which is pretty much the same as the morning one. You're just going around and checking things. And then we also have something to fix. A water pump went out. So we got a new one this afternoon and we're going to install it with you guys. This Geo Tracker is a very special vehicle for Grant and I. This is the vehicle that Grant was driving when I first met him 7 years ago. And this is the vehicle that we went on all our dates in. And this is the vehicle that we drove away from our wedding in. And I think it'll be around forever. I will never forget, we drove it to church one Sunday. And then we were going out to lunch after church. And we made it into town, but then we stopped at a stop sign. And it died in the middle of the intersection. And I had to get out in the middle of the intersection, and I was pushing the Geo Tracker while Grant was trying to like pop the clutch and get it started. And I was out there in my dress and church heels pushing the Geo Tracker for all I was. And there was an old couple behind us that rolled their window down and was like cheering me on. They thought it was the funniest thing. It probably looked ridiculous, but it's a good memory. This is the vehicle that I learned how to drive stick in for the first time. I'm seeing ears of corn. This is so exciting.
This might be the tallest corn I've ever seen.
What do we have for supplies here?
We got some antifreeze, tools, and a water pump. And this is the patient.
Very interesting.
So the pivot is supposed to go all the way over here, and it didn't make it there. And so that either means the pivot shut off because it got stuck or had an electrical problem, or the engine quit running. And so the pivot moved just fine, and I started the motor and it just ran just fine. But then about 5 minutes later, it shut down. And the temp gauge was spiked, and so that leads me to believe that the water pump is out. And it's more investigating, and sure enough, the water pump is bad. It's not pumping any water. So we're gonna replace it.
Let's do a little crop update while Grant gets things situated over there. Look at all of the double ears. Like Grant said, this is a new number, meaning when we say a number, it's like a code for how you know the difference between things that you plant. So like at the beginning of the year, you can look through a book of all the options for different seed companies like Channel or Pioneer or Beck's, or there's a ton. And then there's like 1563, or there's a lot of different numbers and options that you can choose from. So anyways, this is a new one that we've never planted before. Let's look at an ear of corn. Look at this. Usually there's only one cob of corn per plant. As you can see, we are in full tassel here. So pollen shakes off the top and pollinates each of these little silks. So let's take a look at what we got here. Ooh, Check this out. Grant, come look. Developing very nicely. It's beautiful.
Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Not the biggest, but it's nothing to be ashamed about.
So when you say 16, what exactly are you counting and what does it mean?
The kernels. That's how big around the ear is.
And what's really interesting about the number of kernels that are around is that it will always be an even number. Never an odd number. Ever, ever, ever. Will always be an even number around.
So I've got the belt off and the pulley, and sure enough, that is very stiff. That should spin very freely.
I was just about to say, is it supposed to spin freely? Mm-hmm. What exactly does... Okay, so I know, obviously, the water pump pumps water.
Yes.
But why?
To cool the engine off. So it takes cold water from over there. That's pretty much a radiator. It's the cooling jacket, but it just uses the well water to cool it down. And it pumps cold water in here, through the motor, and then back out this side. And it just recirculates.
Gotcha. Thank you.
There's water coming out. Okay, that one's there.
Don't lose any. Put that one maybe right there or right
I'm
there.
gonna put them in a circle.
Ooh, okay.
So just follow the circle. That was a long one. See, they're all different lengths.
Whoop. There's all that said water coming out from the water pump.
Guess we'll let that drain for a little bit.
What a weird sound. Ooh, gross.
I think that's all the bolts.
You think it'll just come off?
No.
I don't think so either. I think we're gonna have to like pry on it or something.
Get some more here.
We're gonna go up like this.
Yank on it. Pull it out.
I feel like it's gonna be suctioned though.
Need a pry bar of some sort.
Pry bar, right?
Sure.
I don't even know where to pry from. Oh, I just popped my back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, that just broke.
Oh my goodness. Don't pray more there.
Did we get all the bolts? Oh no, there's one more. Dang it. There we go.
It's probably gonna just come right off now.
One more check. Okay, good.
Oh!
There you go. Ooh.
Ah! Look! I do not know much about water pumps, but something tells me this does not look right. It looks like metal gone wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely worn away.
Junk. We did not bring paper towels out.
How's that working out for you?
I just demolished that. I'm trying to like get the silks because they're kind of wet. And it's kind of working. It's not great.
So we need to run back to the shop to get some parts. That backing plate that was rusted out, we don't have one of those. So we got to drive back. And the Geo Tractor can't be operated with hands like that. You kidding me?
You might have to open my door for me.
Oh, just like old times.
Finding anything interesting?
I know it may look unorganized, but I almost know everything is. Aha! This thing.
Yes.
That's what I need.
This set of lever rack, I don't know if you would call it a set. It's just one big unit. This came with the place when we bought it. It is so cool. I don't know if I ever would have purchased one of these for myself, but I love this thing.
This is for you. Okay.
Thanks. So while we have it in the shop, the old one, and access to all of our parts, we are going
That is tight.
to take this plug out, or at least try to. We need to take this out and put it on the new one. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Well. Dang it. That is in there.
Oh.
Busted it right off.
This time of year, most of our fixes happen outside of the shop, so it's almost kind of weird to be in here. We don't spend a lot of time in here during the summer. The tractor is all tucked away in the corner of the shop because the next time this thing gets used, we'll be getting hooked up to a grain cart and we'll be harvesting. Oh, come here, pretty girl. All right, here's the backing plate. And then is that a gasket?
Something like that.
Huh.
Figure out how it goes.
Flat on the... Ah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go. Very nice. Okay, so that goes on first, and then the new water pump does?
Yes.
I just went around the edge with this stuff, slowly discovering that every part of projects that we do, my favorite part is when I get to paint things on, which pretty much includes any kind of like the liquid Teflon tape stuff, or now this is my first experience with this. It's so much fun. So we have the backing plate on and like a seal, and everything's all sealed up with this. Now we're actually going to install it and put the bolts in. Ah, look at that.
Yeah, it works way better.
Freely spins.
Now we start from the top.
Put all of these bolts in the correct order. Before the end of the evening, this pivot will be watering. Go. not going anywhere. Nice.
Nice and tight.
Like Grant was saying before, this is the cooling jacket, and I've talked about this in a couple other videos, but we fill it up with part antifreeze and part water. All right, let's get this baby fired up. Had a few leaks, so we're just tightening things up a little bit more. Water pump is officially fixed and pivot is started. I have met a lot of people who, when I say that I farm with Grant, say that they could never work full-time with their spouse. But I would just like to say that working with Grant is one of the greatest joys in my life, and being able to share the happiness that working with him and farming brings me is another one of my great joys in life. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you learned a small thing about farming in Nebraska, and we'll see you next time.
And go buy some shirts. Support us and our crops. We have shirts, hats, and
go buy a shirt. We'll see you next time. Bye.